Rahim. It's me, Mohammad Jamil, and today we are going to go for the Chinese language. There are various courses of Chinese language such as HSK, Hanyo, Shuiping, Kaoshe. Moreover, we have new practical Chinese reader which has almost 6 books, and similarly other books are also included such as grammar books, dictionaries, and other stuffs which are required in the learning of Chinese language. It is our basic and the first lecture regarding the history of Chinese language. Moreover, we will decide the course as per instructions, as per rules and regulations of the Chinese language. Chinese language, basically we know Chinese language, and Chinese people they call Hanyo. Han is the community, that is the ethnicity, that is the group of the China who are living in China. And Yu, that means spoken language. Yu means spoken language. Chinese language has more than 6,000 history, 6,000 years old. This language is considered, according to some researchers, they say that it is one of the most oldest languages of the world. I mean top 6 languages that is coming in the oldest languages. And after 3 years history, they got the written script, they got the writing. That was basically before phonography was there. Phonetics were used. According to the phonetics, they would write with the help of pictures. Pictography was there. And slowly and gradually they changed their turns, their tradition towards the simplified script, because they introduced some websites, they introduced some rules and regulations, they introduced some systematic ways in order to make it simplify, in order to make it easy for the international learners, for the international students, for the international businessmen, for the international visitors or journalists which were and who were. Chinese, despite having oldest history, but it is considered today as one of the most spoken and most levelly used languages of the world, as compared to English, as compared to French, as compared to German, as compared to others. They consider it that it is considered one of the most spoken and living used languages of the world. Similarly, has different languages are having different dialects, such as English is there, different dialects are there. People living in Australia, they speak different language. People living in America, they speak different language. People living in England, they speak various dialects. Dialect is changed, though language is the same. Similarly, Chinese is also having 7 main dialects, which we will discuss it onward. As we know that the Chinese population is very high, billion native speakers who are living in China, they speak Chinese language. Moreover, they are working in foreign countries, they are students, they are having jobs, they have gone on different visas, on different purposes. Different people and many numerous people are living in various countries of the world. They also speak over their Chinese language. That is why it is considered one of the most spoken language, because of its population capacity. Moreover, Chinese language is considered one of the most official languages of the United Nations. The United Nations, we know very well that it is one of the most working and most famous organizations of the world, which control the entire world, basically working for the peace and the other different aspects are there of the UN. The Chinese language is most considered most used languages, and as well as it is considered one of the official language and working language of the United Nations. The chain being of the Chinese, they belong to Sino-Tibetan family. They have come out. They have the chain being from the Sino-Tibetan family. generally from the chain being theory which we go it. In China, Chinese is used or spoken 94% by the population of China. Where has the 6% they speak various languages. Because there are various workers, various students who have come from the international countries, from foreign countries. They are over there working, they are over there studying, they are over there having jobs, and many other reasons could be there. In China, we have 56 ethnic groups, and these 56 ethnic groups work have various dialects, as before we discussed in the dialect portion. Over here, that we have 7 main dialects which are used in China. In dialects, we have different dialects, but mainly 2 dialects we will discuss, which is Mandarin, which we are learning, which we will discuss, in which our course is considered in the Mandarin level. That is because Mandarin, in almost 2 to 3rd part of the population of the China, they speak Mandarin language. Whereas the second dialect, that is Putonghua, which is modern language, common speech. Putonghua, the word literally means common speech, which is spoken especially in the capital of this China, that is Beijing. Chinese is having tradition aspect. That was very difficult because Chinese, as compared to other languages, they all are alphabetical languages, such as English, German, French. They are alphabetical languages. Alphabets are there. Whereas Chinese is sign language. Characters are there, signs are there, which was very difficult in learning, especially for the international, especially for the foreigner students. So the government of the China in 1958, a bill was passed in the Assembly of the China, in the Congress of the China, by the phonologists. They must introduce a scheme, they must introduce a system, they must introduce, we can say, a sort of a system that could be easier in the learning language. So Pinyin, they adopted the Latin alphabets in the Pinyin, and therefore that when they described alphabetical Latin alphabets, it became easier for the international learners. This bill was passed in 1958 by the phonologists in the China. And till today, if the learners are learning Chinese language, if the learners are the users, that is just because of the easiness of the phonologist, because of the opinion which they introduced for international level, for international students, for international learners, for international businessmen. Hope so. That is a brief introduction of Chinese language. If there is any question, if there is any issue, you may comment it. You may comment it in the list of the comments. You can go for it. We can discuss it. So that was the brief introduction. Our next lecture, our next book, that will be New Practical Chinese Reader 1. Hope so. We will see you tomorrow. Thank you so much.